Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and do an office switch in my office. I have been sitting with my computers in the corner of this room for probably about 2 years now, and I am so ready for a change. It's working every single day pretty much from the office. I was tired of actually looking at the corner. I wanted to be able to look out the windows, especially since spring is coming, and spring is one of my favorite times of the year because it's just being able to see everything new and fresh and coming back alive and everything. So I wanted to be able to look out the windows, and it didn't help that these light orangey brown bookcases that you see back there, I had just finished redoing my dining room, and these bookcases were actually in the dining room, but I did not use them when I redid the dining room. So the only place I could put them at the moment is in my office. So as you see, I'm doing dining room chairs. I'm going to move those into my storage closet because I don't have room to have those sitting around the dining room table. But the bookcases I am currently going to keep in the in the office. But like I said, just wanted a switch, so I'm going to start moving everything around and pulling things out so that way I can move things easily with these little furniture movers that I've had probably since I was in college. So it's trying to link them. I'm sure you can find something on Amazon if you look for furniture movers, but these have made my life so much easier as long as I can lift up the thing enough to be able to get the furniture mover underneath it. And then all I have to do is just drag it or push it, and it does what it needs to do on this carpet. So I'm able to move fairly heavy things without much effort anymore. So now I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to move my computer desk, and unfortunately I will get in here and decide I need to actually take my iMac off. It is heavy, so trying to get back there in the back corners to actually put any furniture movers underneath the legs, it just wasn't working. I finally, when I was removing the furniture movers, when I actually had the table in place, I figured out the easiest way without straining my neck or my back or all of that. It's basically to push my shoulders, my upper shoulders up against the underside of the table, and then I'm able to move the furniture movers in and out from underneath the legs. It works much easier doing it that way than how I was trying to do it at the very beginning. So I now know to do that whenever I go to move this table again. But I am disconnecting everything, and I'm basically moving my desk to be an L shape, but having the big part of the L basically out in the middle of the room. I actually am getting more fan air as well without being there in the corner. The fan blades are the right size for this room, but just sitting there in that corner, I wasn't getting enough air flow on me, so I would also get hot in the summertime. So you also see the cats are helping me. Eventually I end up pulling one out from somewhere. I think it was Binks. He's my little troublemaker, and he just wants to help. He wants to help, but he's not a help. So I ended up having to put him outside of the office for a little bit while I worked on moving some other things. And that's him that just walked underneath the table. And then I continue to move things around here and there. You'll see bookcases going everywhere. I wanted a switch. I am so much happier now that we have switched this office. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys listen to some music while I do this change.
Every day you sing it over me like water, my love runs free. Oh, there is nothing like your love. There is nothing and no one above. Oh, come be with us, Holy One. In my pain, I know you can feel anywhere I go, in you I find my home. Anywhere I go, in you I find my home. There is nothing like your love. There is nothing and no one above. Oh, come be with us, Holy One. Oh, come be with us, Holy One. Oh, come be with us, Holy One.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it.
As I was going through moving things around and pulling things out, I realized I have a lot of stuff in this office, and it's time for me to declutter, including the planners, and we'll talk about that later once we get through the video. But right now I am pulling out a tape measure and calculating like the middle of the wall there, so that way I can put the two bookcases, like put where the two bookcases meet right in the middle of the wall. So you see me kind of work to shimmy these bookcases backwards and forwards and all of this stuff, trying to get them almost center. It's not exactly center, but it's pretty close without, you really wouldn't be able to tell. It's probably like a centimeter off, or it's really not that, you really can't tell. So I just was like, I'm not going to get it perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be very close to perfect for me to be happy. So, and to make my brain function properly. I'm one of those where I have to have symmetry in my life, and if I don't have symmetry, it just causes all of this visual chaos. So that's why you see a lot of my things, my decorations and decor, and I have symmetry. So it may not be the same thing, but it's almost like the same height. I try to get things to look almost symmetrical, because if I see it and it's not symmetrical, anxiety, stress, all of that stuff. So over the years, I've learned that about myself. So symmetry is very important to me and to keep me calm about things. So I am putting things back into the bookcases. And like I said, as I was going through all of this, I have a lot of stuff in this office, a lot of stuff. And I am going to be working on decluttering throughout the year in this office. I'm actually doing that throughout all the rooms in this house because there is still a lot of stuff. And I don't necessarily want to be minimal, but before I go out and purchase things, I need to use the things that I have here already. So I have a whole bunch of notebook paper from when I was in college and high school, and it is time for me to use that paper. So I am actually using that with my Korean class. I'm taking my notes on that. I'm actually using some of it for work, for trying to keep my life straight at work, because it's very chaotic when I don't actually have a printer that I can print off of here at the house. So I work better off of reports that I can print off, so I can write all over them and I still need the paper and pen. I like electronic stuff, but I still need the paper and pen. So using some of the stuff that I have in these bins and boxes, and I am going to go through them and use them slowly, just like I have with my cleaning supplies. I've mentioned that before with my cleaning supplies and my cleaning videos. I have a whole back stock of things, and including like hand soaps. So when everything started happening in March of 2020, 2 years ago, I actually kind of like went around and gathered all of my hand soaps, and I realized I had about 10 bottles, 8 to 10 bottles of hand soap. Some of them were almost empty, some of them were full, haven't even been opened. And then I had all these bars of soap, and it's like, how much soap does one person need? And it's literally one person in this house. So I've slowly gone through all of my cleaning supplies. I had that with all the cleaning supplies, all these all-purpose cleaners, all these glass cleaners, all of this stuff. And really and truly, when I get down to everything, I've tried a bunch of different cleaners, and I like what I like. So when I finish all of the extras that I have, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the ones that I like, and I will continue to use those. And maybe here and there I might try something, but more than likely I probably won't be trying any more new cleaning supplies unless someone raves about them and says that they're absolutely perfect. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with rearranging. It's like I put the room back together, and then I pull things out and then make it a big mess, and then I clean it up again. It was a process. I really didn't move anything out of the room, really. So it's like the chair mat I did move towards the door just to get it out of the way as I was cleaning or moving things around. But really and truly, I didn't move anything out of the room. The dining room chairs went into a storage closet in the master bathroom. And yeah, everything just kind of sat. So I just had to keep moving things around while I was going through and putting things in other locations. So it's a lot of work and I was tired by the end of the day, especially when I'm having to move furniture with cats laying on top of all of them. So anyways, back to reorganizing, cleaning, redecorating. It's not really redecorating, it's just redoing.
When the old one's gone under the knife, and I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a race.
this pile, I had to get through this pile. It was definitely a mental block for me, and by that I mean I had to study for my Korean midterm, and I have always been one of those that if I have to study for an exam, write a paper, or do something that, you know, it's due soon, I would rather clean than do the homework or study or do any of that. And I knew that I had my Korean midterm coming up, and I knew I needed to clean this pile because it would be distracting me so much before studying. So I actually tackled this, I think it's now actually a week and a half ago that I tackled this, because I knew I needed to study and I needed to get this pile gone. The cats were playing with everything in there. As you see, they're tearing apart that box that's over there and playing with everything around because they're cats. Everything's a toy. And I was just tired of this room being the way it was. I was under stress from work, and that caused with the stress at work, it was not something I could control because of the industry that I work in and the current situations that are happening within the industry that I'm in. It is very stressful, and I'm at the point where it's like, I can't do anything to help you, unfortunately. And that's really not good when you're in customer service, when you have to tell the customer saying, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. This is what you're getting. It's really bad. So there's a lot of stress with that. And then there was this upcoming stress with my Korean midterm, because I always stress about it because I'm never a good test taker. I always have test anxiety. So I have that added stress. So I knew I could control my environmental stress that's in my office, and that pile of stuff was environmental stress. And when I was able to get it organized and everything, I've actually felt so much better since I've been able to go through that. And as you see, I'm going through all these boxes that are holding all of my previous planners, and I actually did go through all of them. I filmed videos on them. I'll mention it later what the videos will be, but I have since gotten rid of the planners and I feel so much lighter. Who knew that much paper could wear you down? But it was wearing me down. So it's one of those where it's like, okay, it's a planner. I want to keep it for nostalgia, but at this point it wasn't making me happy. It was adding more stress. So it was time for me to actually go through the planners and get rid of them. So that's what you're seeing right now, is me going through the planners, kind of looking at them, separating them, getting ready to actually film the videos for my planners.
Undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes.
I've just gone through the stack of stuff that was over here, and it's stuff that I had moved out of the bookcases that are now in my dining room, and I just pulled all of these out and threw them on the floor. And it's stuff that's like DVDs, like exercise equipment, boxes. I had these boxes of planners, and these are boxes from Erin Condren, decorative boxes so you can store your planners nicely. And as you can see, I have a lot of planners. So that shoebox is full of photo negatives and photos, and that's stuff that I am going to try to go through at some point. I already did scan all of the negatives, but I almost want to take them someplace and actually have the negatives scanned better and have them put on like a digital format or something like that. We have all these planners, and I'm trying to decide what to do with the planners. I am actually going to be doing a separate video on the planners that are here, and kind of doing a flip through and like the actual planners, and showing you kind of how my planning has grown over time. And I don't have anything older than 2014, like mid 2014, because I threw all of those away, I believe, if I had any planners, which I don't think I did at that time. I'm gonna figure out what to do with these. Some of them, like I said, I'm gonna do a flip through, and then I'm most likely going to be getting rid of the regular planners, the day-to-day planners. The budget ones, which is a smaller stack, I may actually be keeping for a while, because my budgeting style has also changed throughout the years. So that's another video that I want to do that kind of progresses through how I started out my budgeting and how I am budgeting now. And it goes from almost non-existent, non-detailed to probably too much detail. Really and truly. So let me go ahead and I think film those since I have the planners out. Make sure there's nothing going on in work also. And then figure out what I need to do with these. Some of them are going in the trash because I can't recycle them. Some of them will be uncoiled, and I will be throwing the coil away and recycling the planner pages. So that's what's happening. I know some people would say, no, don't throw your planners away. I don't have the space to store them anymore, nor do I want to actually clean around them anymore. So I'm doing this, I'm going to do a video for my nostalgia so I can actually go back and watch the video whenever I want to. But I don't need to keep them anymore after I do the video, because I'll have a video of them and I don't need to keep that. I don't need to keep the physical copies anymore. So I'm finally ready to let stuff go, which are planners, which are very important to me. But you know, something's got to give, and these are going to give, because I cannot live with a mound of stuff in my office that I have to continue to walk around and that the cats continue to play with and mess with and destroy. I don't know if you saw them destroying the box on the floor. I'm glad I don't have to return that turntable, because they like to destroy boxes. It has been about 2 to 3 weeks since I've actually filmed the office switch, and then I think it's been about a week since I went through the planners, and I actually did get rid of planners. They went into the recycle bin. The recycle guys picked up the bin this Wednesday. It is now Thursday when I'm filming this part of it. So I have gotten rid of the regular planners. I kept my budget planners because I still plan to do videos with those and kind of pull them out for nostalgia a little bit. But then once I feel like I can get rid of those, I will eventually get rid of those. There are lots of other things that I do need to go through and declutter in this office. So I am planning, when I actually do my zone cleaning for the office going forward, that I am probably going to be working on like one wall. So in this case, I might be next week when I actually am doing the office deep clean. I'm probably going to try to go through this bookcase, declutter the books, the binders, the drawers down here, and the CDs that are back here. There's also stuff at the top of the bookcases that you currently cannot see in this frame, but there is stuff up there that needs to be decluttered. Then next quarter, I will probably go through this bookcase right here. There's a lot of stuff, sewing, yarn, scissors, notebooks, notepads, just things that if it's glue, has it dried out? Paint, has it dried out? Am I ever going to use this stuff? That is what is the plan for when I actually have to do my zone cleaning for the office going forward each quarter. So right now I am very happy with the setup. I have changed it a little bit since I actually did the switch, and you'll see it in the after shot, but I have added in a third monitor. I have like a command station now. So one of the monitors is my iMac. It is the computer that I use as my personal computer and my work computer for YouTube. And then I have my two actual work computers, the job that actually pays the bills. So I finally relented and I had the second monitor, and I finally went ahead and got a docking station for my work computer. And even though I'll be returning to the office soon, it doesn't hurt to have the docking station and extra monitors, because I work with the reports and pulling documents and doing things and all of this stuff. So having a second monitor really does help, because I miss it when I'm at the office, when I can have two monitors when I'm actually at the office. So that has changed. So I have a big old command station right here in front of me, and I don't really like it, but I like it because I have the two monitors now. So if I could get my iMac to work with as a monitor for one of I would, but I can't. So, and I did move the purple chair that was previously in the guest bedroom. It is now in here because I wanted to have more room in the guest bedroom, because it just felt like everything was on top of everything in there. So it's all on top of everything in the office. But I eventually will be working on more decluttering in here. But for now, I'm at a good stopping point now that I don't have a big mound of things on the floor. And that big mound just was causing a lot of stress, and the cats were playing with it. I needed to get it off the floor. So it is now off the floor. The only thing that's really on the floor are these CD things down here, and they are actually parallel in front of the bookcases. So there's more walking room. The cats really aren't playing with them. I've shoved some stuff underneath the dresser, so hidden storage. So now I'm going to go ahead and share with you what the office actually looks like now. I hope everybody has enjoyed this video and understands the psychological aspect of doing a switch. And I needed this because I am so much happier now that I have switched around this room and I am not staring at the corner of the wall anymore, and I'm actually able to look out the windows and enjoy the spring mood as spring is coming. I already had a cardinal fly into the office window, and I had to go and rescue the poor cardinal. So that happened yesterday. Exciting things. But this is the after shot of the office, and I hope everybody enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will check back with you guys next week. Thank you, everybody.